Top of the morning to you people. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another edition of Double the Innocence by your boy E Double. I am bringing this to you live and direct for the simple fact of the matter that it seems like this time of the morning and the way in which I'm doing it right now by driving and everything seems to be working. So I'm not going to go away from a formula that's working for me. From now on, people, I want you guys to refer to me as the Raiders Guru. I'm going to repeat. From now on, I want you people right here on these YouTube streets to refer to me as E Double, the Raiders Guru. Because so far, I came out and I had an episode where I said something has to be done about the coach. They got rid of the coach. I had another episode where I said the future is Aiden O'Connell, number 4, wearing Derek Carr's old number. That's the future. He's the one that should be playing. What happens? I look at the news. Who's starting this week? Aiden O'Connell, people. So you know what? I'm going to continue to see if maybe I could change a little bit of the Raiders' luck for them. I'm superstitious that way. I've been doing this early in the morning, and changes are being made. So I'm gonna continue doing this for probably the rest of this week, because I have a funny feeling that they're gonna win this weekend. And when they win this weekend, it's gonna change a little bit of the culture in that locker room. And I think they're gonna go on a winning streak. This is my prediction, people. You heard it right here first. Double the Innocence is bringing you this news first. Yeah, I'm telling you, the future's looking bright. Future's looking absolutely amazing. Yeah, a couple of other things I went on. I mean, last night I stayed up and I watched that game. I'm losing my voice here, people, so just work with me. Stayed up and watched that Lakers versus the Clippers game. That was a tale of two halves. I'm not understanding. I mean, the Clippers came out on fire in the first half. I thought the game was practically over, but for some strange reason, I don't know. These days in the NBA, because the basketball that I grew up knowing, if a team was getting smoked by 30 or 40 points, that game was basically over. If a team was getting smoked in the first half by 30 or 40 points, that game was basically over. The other team had checked out, and right now we're just going through the motions. The second half, when you had the Michael Jordans, the Scottie Pippens, and the Dennis Rodmans, you remember those days where they took the fourth quarter off. Yeah, that's what I remember. But nowadays, makes no never mind. You have a 40-point lead, and then that team comes back, and I've got to sleep on games where teams are blowing teams up by 40 points, come back the next day, and that team that was down by 40 points won the game. So I'm a little confused. But because of this now, it's going to continue this little energy talk about the greatest, who the greatest player of all time is. And because of stuff like what happened last night, LeBron James is going to squeak his way back into that particular conversation. Ridiculous if you ask me, but hey, who am I? I'm just one person with one opinion. Because if you guys are real with anything, honestly speaking, there really is no comparison between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. My opinion. I'll say it again. In my opinion, there is absolutely no conversation about who the greatest of all time is between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. I mean, hello, could I ask you guys a question? What happened to Kobe Bryant? What? All of a sudden he's a forgotten man in this entire equation? And what bothers me, like I said before, about the younger generation is that they look at us, who had the opportunity as kids to watch Michael Jordan come into the league, watch Michael Jordan dominate the league, and watch Michael Jordan leave the league. Not understanding that in our generation, we also had that same opportunity to see LeBron James do the exact same thing. And the majority of us in my generation, when I say my generation, 70s, the majority, not all of us, there is still some of us that's a little bit, I don't know, but the majority of us understand that because we had the opportunity to see both of them, there's absolutely no comparison. Background history, I was a big-time Georgetown fan. The Hoyas was my team. Patrick Ewing. John Thompson as coach. As a kid, I said, if I ever excelled anything in basketball, Georgetown is where I wanted to go. They end up playing North Carolina for the NCAA championship. North Carolina had James Worthy and Sam Perkins. Those were the two stars of that team, from my recollection. I mean, if there's anybody out there that's actually watching this that wants to correct me on anything I'm saying, tell me I'm wrong, challenge me. I'm more than open for discussion. But from what I remember as a kid, James Worthy was the man of that squad. Him and Sam Perkins were the stars. Moving forward, Michael Jordan came out with not too much time left on the clock and hit the game-winning shot. That, for me, was the beginning of Michael Jordan's career. Because moving forward, the next year, Sam Perkins and James Worthy moved up to the NBA. Michael Jordan was still left behind. It was now his team. That's where the legacy began. We saw the beginning of his stardom. When LeBron James came into the league, there was just a lot of highlight videos of him playing high school. And we do know that a lot of times in high school, the level of competition is not the same. So when you see a high school team blowing out another team by 50 points and one player going totally off, that's not really giving you a good platform of exactly what that player has to offer. That, in my opinion. He came into the league was basically handed to him when he came in because he was that poster child coming out of high school. Everybody was talking about him. And you know how it is. If the media says something often enough, it's gonna sway and change your opinion. In my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from what, again, I will never take anything away from what LeBron James has done since he's been in the league. I'm just saying, in comparison, if you want, leave LeBron James in a category by himself. And that category will never hold the title of greatest of all time. A great player, one of the greats, obviously, but will never be considered greatest of all time. In my opinion. Unfortunately, the younger generation just has to go by what? The Last Dance? Or whatever they check out on, YouTube or social media of what Michael Jordan had to offer. You're talking to individuals that actually watched him do the process. LeBron James is not even as great as Isaiah Thomas. I mean, if you guys think about it logically, a person like Robert Horry should be held in a higher grace than LeBron James, don't you think? Robert Horry has how many rings? 6, maybe. These were guys that we had an opportunity to watch that people don't say enough about. What about Tim Duncan? What about Manu Ginobili? If we want to talk about hardware and stuff like that, these guys, I think, if I'm not mistaken, have a little bit more than LeBron James, no? So with all of basically what I'm telling you guys right now, where a lot of what I'm saying is not too far from the facts, how could LeBron James be considered the best player? The greatest of all time? With everything I just said, shouldn't he just be considered a great player that has played in the NBA? Like other great players that have played in the NBA and continue to play in the NBA today? A food for thought. Like I told you guys, man. Double the Innocence is one of those. This is the place that's gonna make you sit down and have to think. And really and truly, like I said, don't agree with me. Check it out. Do your own research and let me know. Hey, I could be wrong. I doubt it very much. But in my opinion, there's absolutely no conversation. And if you're gonna have that conversation, you better make sure you have Kobe in that conversation. Kobe Bryant. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to have yourself a blessed day. Everything is looking more positive for Raider Nation. Toronto Raptors won last night. We're on our way. Sports teams are they're turning that corner now. Now we're getting serious. Double the Innocence with your boy E-Double is out. Hit like and subscribe, people. Hit those like buttons. Hit those like buttons and hit those like buttons some more. Peace out.